Hello, you guys. This is Fabio Hart. I'm coming back with another live video. This is going to be more motivational, more conversational, if you will. I'm not going to really be talking about any sort of techniques. But what I do want to talk about, and this video isn't meant to be self-centered or self-serve, but I do want to let you guys know why I feel I win when many other companies don't. Okay? And I have to be doing something right to a certain degree. If I have other independent companies, I have, just startups, mom and pop little startups calling me. I have franchisees, franchisors, calling me or emailing me and different things like this. I have to be doing something right, right? Like how do they know about me, right? Well, I wrote down a list of things here because I wanted to kind of stay on point with this particular live video. Why do I win when a lot of other companies don't? And if you're just joining me, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, you guys. I'm going to give you my viewpoint on why I win. Again, you guys can learn something from this. Everything that I have on my, I guess I'll call it a top 10 list. I might not be able to cover everything, or I might not cover everything, but I'll try to reach as much as possible. And everything that I cover, if applied correctly, you guys could, create a similar result or a better result, if you will. Okay. Here's the thing. Let's start with number one. Okay. Number one on my list of why I win when most people don't, or when other people don't. Again, if you're just joining me, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, guys. I would greatly appreciate that if you do. On all social platforms across the net, whatever you have, go ahead and share this live. Here's the thing. Number one, I put down, I take action or risk. Okay? That's absolutely the reason why I win, right? I take action or risk. I take it mentally, physically, a lot of times. Financially, I'm not afraid to invest in something that I don't know, right? I do a little education about it, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a course, whether it's a class, right? Whether it's a seminar, whatever it is. If I need the knowledge, and I know the only way that I can get the knowledge is if I invest in this person, or I invest in this course, or I invest in this seminar or book, CDs, tapes, whatever, then I do that. I would rather spend what I would consider a little money now. If it's $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, I think the most that I did pay for a seminar was pretty close to $1,000, like $900 some odd dollars, right? And that's to see some of the top speakers that we see here on YouTube and some of these platforms. I've actually been to some of those venues, right? And they can get very pricey, not to mention if it's in another state, right? You have to get, room, board, travel expenses, eating expenses. It just racks up, right? But to hop back on topic, I take risk, right? So if it's some knowledge that I need, I'm not afraid to pay an individual for the knowledge, okay? Here's an example of what I'm talking about, okay? My subcontractors, right, that do the carpet cleaning jobs, the VCT floor care jobs, or any floor care job, the painters, the pest control companies that I work with, or individuals that I work with. Here's the thing. I give them more money than I take in. Now, many might say, well, Fabio, why do you do that? I've explained that many, many times on many other videos, but I'm going to go ahead and reiterate that here so it'll all make sense. Here's the thing. I don't know. I'm not an expert at carpet cleaning. I'm not an expert at pest control, right? I'm not an expert at painting walls and things like that. But these are some of the things that some of my clients has asked me, do I know any company, or do we do certain jobs or certain things of the sort? And even though I don't do it, I have the means to get the job done. So I'm intelligent and smart enough to know, well, Fabio, you're not the best at carpet cleaning. Fabio, you're not the best at painting. So instead of lose out on that revenue, just hire or subcontract that work out to somebody that knows what you don't know. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Even though I may never pick up a paintbrush, right? I may never have to paint. I may never scrub or do floor care. I may never use my carpet cleaning machine, right? Personally, like I have the equipment, I just never use it, right? I may never use those pieces of equipment, but in the event that I need to use it, I could use it. Now, how does that happen? Here's the thing. When I subcontract, let's say carpet cleaning jobs, right? When I sub the work out, I'm there on site. I'm watching, I'm learning, I'm asking about the machine. What does this do? What does that do? Right? And I'm not afraid to dumb myself down, even if it's something that I think I know. I'm real good at dumbing myself down to the lowest denominator. That way I can get a full understanding what this piece of equipment do. And a lot of people are scared to do that. You know, it takes you back in school, right? You know, that you don't know the answer and the teacher asks, does everybody understand? You understand what the assignment consists of? Raise your hand if you don't understand. And she looks around the room, or he looks around the room, and no one raised their hand. So the assumption is that everybody understand. But when the grades come back in, it's clear that everybody didn't understand. So I'm kind of giving you guys a visual here with this video, okay? If you have any cleaning questions, go ahead and shoot them through, or any questions of the story, go ahead and shoot them through. I will get back to them. I will get them answer here on this video. But I want to kind of get the points across, okay? So to bring it back home, I take action. I take total action. I take risk in health a lot of times, like I said, right? Financial risk, right? I invest in a seminar or course, or, you know, certain things that I feel that might be helpful. I take risk, right? I do things ways that other people don't do it. I take risk. So just to go back to what I said, a lot of people are afraid to take risks. A lot of people are afraid to take action. When I'm on my coaching calls, I ask people, that's one of the questions I ask. Well, what marketing methods have you used? That's one of the things that I've asked. So I can kind of feel them out, see where they stand, see where everything is, right? See how I can be of assistance to them. You know, well, what type of cleaning company do you have? You know, many people tell me, oh, I do window washing, carpet cleaning, residential cleaning, commercial cleaning. They do all of these things. And I say, okay, cool. And then I follow that up with, you don't have to tell me the exact answer, but give me a range of where your revenues is. And then they say, I don't have any contracts. So you offer all of these services and you don't have any contracts. Well, how many jobs did you get done this year so far? Or how many contracts did you pick, whether you picked them up and you turned them over or you lost them? About how many contracts did you get this year? I don't have any contracts, Bob. I didn't get any contracts. Now, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. But the reason being, when we get to the motivational part of my coaching, it all comes down to the fact that they are afraid to take action. Whether it's time, whether it's putting their bodies through a certain task, whether it's with money, which is really the biggest part. People are scared. They'll have the money to do something, to you know, advance their career. But while they know that they should use the money or the revenue for one thing, they tend to use it for something else. And then when I get back on live again, they watch my live, get the motivation, get the answers answered. But then when they get their next paycheck, they repeat the cycle. So it's no wonder why they don't have any contracts. When I ask them, how many hours do you put in a day towards marketing, towards cold calling, towards, you know, sending out mailers? they can't really give me. And I want to thank them for being honest, because in order for me to help you, I have to kind of know where you stand, right? You don't want to mislead me, because then that's going to affect how I reply to your answer, right? So when I know exactly where you stand, I can kind of assist you better. You got to take action, guys. You got to take action. I know it sounds cliche. I know you heard Anthony Robbins say it, Grant Cardone, right? Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Jim Rohn, right? I know you heard all of these guys say it. Take action, take risks, take this, take it. But it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. I'm no better than you. I'm just willing to do what you're not willing to do. So I get a different result than you. We get the same 24 hours in a day. You hear me say that all the time. We get the same 24 hours in a day. It's not the day itself. It's what you do within that 24 hours that dictate how successful you become. Right? Number 2. And I'm going to go right here. I think somebody left a comment here. Contracts underbid. How did the client take it? Let me see here. Have you ever read it? Have you ever read it, a contract you underbid it on, and how did client take it? I'm gonna let you rewrite that. I'm not sure. Oh, redid. Was that? Oh, redid. Okay, redid a contract. Okay, that's what he means. Okay, have I ever redid a contract? Is what Kevin wants to know. That I underbid it on. No, because if I underbid it on it, then they're gonna want me to go lower, right? So if I submitted some numbers that I thought was fair, then I leave it at that. Now it's sometimes where I then kind of pinched and kind of played with the numbers a little bit to make it fit them. I got a great vibe, because sometimes I can go off a vibe. I have a net for that, even with my hiring process, right? When I'm hiring individuals, I have a pretty good net for kind of filling somebody out. I'm not always right, but a lot of times I am, right? So if I like your personality, if I don't think you're going to be off like a prick, if I don't think you're going to be too worrisome, if I look around the facility and I say, okay, this is going to be an easy clean, this is like an easy check, then I might, play with the numbers a little bit. But for the most part, when I enter numbers, it's just what it is. Like that's just what it is. I really don't bend on it, because before I don't hurry up and rush a contract. I do get it in within 24 to 48 hours. But I'm really focused on it. Like when I write it up and put everything together, and, I did the walkthrough, I got all the answers answered, and all of that, I really hone in on what they need done. And then I execute on that. So it's very rare that I have to play around or redo some numbers. Once I submit it, that's pretty much what it's going to be. Okay, let me see. Can't wait to speak to you. Fabio Jasmine said, you called twice and went straight to voicemail. Anywho, talk to you soon. Okay. Yeah, I made a lot of calls. I'm not sure, what's your name, but I got a list of calls. I'm assuming it's for coaching, and that's another thing. A lot of people, I got like 7 people that book for coaching. Guys, please answer your phone, because I generally don't leave voicemails, because I rarely check my voicemail. So I know a lot of people that probably don't check their voicemail. So once you miss my call, I'm going on with my day, right? So if you give me a precise time to call you, for the coaching people, since I got this I'm talking about this, for my coaching people that is set up, I got 7 people that I know in my head that I have to call. Please answer the phone, because what's going to happen is going to delay your coaching. Yeah, you're still going to get it done, right? It's just going to delay it from the time that you want it to do it to another time. Okay, and then like I say, I get so many hours in a day, so everything is systematically planned out. That's what Jasmine, she has my schedule. She can tell you if I can do it, if I can't do it. Everything is kind of planned out, guys. Okay, so but thanks for bearing with me. Like I say, if I call, I will try to repeat the call, you know, probably within the 30-minute window or less. So if I call you within 30 minutes, I generally try to call you back to see if we can kind of get it in. If not, then I will let Jasmine know I didn't reach you and have her to email you back to let you know that I called. And at that point, what happens is you can set up another time with her. That's kind of how that works. Okay. Let me see here. Let me see here. I got 3 new contracts since the beginning of the year, but I provided 6 bids on the top 3. Yeah. Oh, too high. I was in the middle. Oh, thought you was in the middle. Okay, that happens. Adonis. Hey, baby, what's up? Hey, baby, what's up? How you doing? Nice to hear you again. I'm doing fine. Let me see here. Question. Should I try to go low with the little profit and increase of portfolio revenue? Okay. 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 Let me see here. Total round, of course, 5-year, you have a twin, or is it you on 5-year or 416? I have a twin. Let me see. Marketing strategies do you suggest? Cold calling, door to door, flyers? I suggest all of the above. Leon, to go back to your thing, when I first started off, with I wouldn't call it lowballing too much, but I came in lower, and I know I probably could have got more, but because money was a factor for me in the very beginning, what happened was I tend to I tend to come in a little lower in the very beginning, build it up. That's probably why it took me so long to get to the 5K mark that I was yearning for. It took me a little while to get there because I was coming in a little lower. And then as I was getting new contracts, I felt like more confident. I felt more accomplished, right? So I hiked the price up a little bit. Derek, hey, how's it going? So I would hike the price up, kind of like as I would build my revenue, I would kind of hike the price, especially when it came down to doing my residential accounts, right? Because like I said, it was really difficult for me to get commercial in the beginning. I started a wave of getting, it was difficult for me, yeah, get commercial in the beginning. I started a wave of getting new residential accounts, right? And it kind of worked out for me. I seemed to work a lot better with that. But then as I got my first commercial account, which I feel like I came in low, my first commercial account was $300, right? So I was like, well, if I could multiply this, and every time I would, bid, I would kind of give a low, every time I give a low estimate, I hit right on my calculator, and I'd be like 300, another contract, 300, that's 600. I'm adding it up in my head as I'm going, right? Because I'm like, okay, they're going to pay me 300 a month. They're going to pay me 300 a month. This is a once a month. This is 250. This is this. So all of these, even though they were a few $100, I was looking at the money and how many hours per month it took me to get that revenue, to get that money. So a lot of them would be 15 hours a month, and I'm getting like $300, right? Or whatever the case was, like 16 hours a month. Like I did a video with me Like I think I had like $1,200, and that was like 16. Like it was like 1,200. It was a 1,200 some odd dollar account, and I only did like 16 hours there, right? So, but it can happen. Derek, yep, I was gonna talk about you. She had brought it up to me. I'm gonna get back to my list in a minute, guys. My allergies. How does the partnership with a different cleaning company works? What should I expect from a partnership? I wouldn't expect you, or you shouldn't partner up with another cleaning company. Not that's working in the same thing that you're working in. That's a conflict in interest, if you ask me. Some people do it, but with me, unless they're friends with you and you trust them, that type of thing, then it's just a matter of an agreement at that point. You write up an agreement, you put together an agreement that both of you are cool with, and you both sign and date it, and then to specify all the specifics in that agreement. And that's pretty much how you formulate that. I mean, you could, you have to see who's going to get the check for it, right? Because I mean, if it's your company, you might say, well, I want to get the check, and I'll cut you a portion of that, whatever that check is, right? Um, I don't know why they inboxing me on Facebook. This is kind of getting annoying. Anyway, I can't move it right now. But anyway, okay, here we go. But yeah, so it's just a matter of an agreement. If you're gonna do it that way, if it's a company you're familiar with or a company that you, oh my God, close. If it's a company that, like I said, that you're familiar, sorry about that, guys. But I wouldn't do it personally because it'd be a conflict in interest with teaming up with another cleaning company. Okay, but like I say, if you're going to do it, then just have an agreement that's favorable, that's fair for both of you, and that both of you wouldn't mind signing and dating on, and that both of you are gonna abide by. That's the best way that I probably can answer that. Uh, Derek, okay, here's the situation, guys. Derek sent me an email. Well, I'll touch on Derek if he's still on here by the end of the end of this live, or towards the end of this live. I'm gonna explain his situation, guys, because I was forwarded some stuff through Jasmine here. Let me see. Julio asked me another random question. Did you start training, or you look bigger? What you mean, did I start training? I look bigger. I'm not sure what you asking me. Um, oh, fitness training. Yeah, I'm always in the gym working out. Um, I'm a vegetarian, so I eat. Well, I'm kind of lying. When I'm out and about, when I'm at home, I eat healthy. When I'm out and about, it's kind of like on the go. So, what's up, Fab? My first time catching you on live, watching your videos. Just started a company about 2 or 3 months ago. Cool, cool. Okay, guys, let me get back to it. So, like I titled this, "Why I Win When Most Don't." Let me see. Nicole just started following you. Do you have a system in place? Yep, I have a system in place. I'm trying to write out a strategic plan, increase systems. Having a tough time. Nicole, if you get on one of my coaching calls, like that's what I talk about. We talk about systems. I talk about how I systematically set my situation up. And what I do is on the coaching call, and I would suggest you get on it. It's going to come at a fee. If you're interested, it's bookfabiohart@gmail.com, by the way. But I would suggest you get on it, because on the coaching call, what I do is I size up everybody's situation. I look at everybody differently, right? Some of the factors are a bit the same, right? But I try to use, based on you as an individual and how you're operating your business thus far, I listen out to what you're saying, and then I kind of put in methods that I think that would be best for you. Okay. But with their system, it's going to take time. Most people can never get their system together in the code, because most people isn't willing to keep going with it. Like once they fail, they quit. So they're not able to build their system like the way they want to, because they quit, right? So that's a lot of times how it goes. Well, the reason I'm afraid to come to low is my biggest contract, 15 hours, 7K monthly. I'm barely making about $800 profit, and that's too low. I'm afraid of raising the price because, well, once you submit in numbers to a company, you don't want to double back or bait, what we call a bait and switch on it, right? So you don't want to bring them in and you put this number in for this particular account, and then you get in there and you say, oh, well, it's not quite what I thought it was going to be, and then you cut out on them, right? Because and you definitely don't want to get that type of name in the industry, especially in your area, right? You don't want to be known for the person that put in numbers and then kind of fall back. So you just learn from your experience, right? So when you get another similar type of situation in terms of a deal, a client, then you move different. You do things differently with that next individual, that next company. Okay, so that's what I would suggest, because we all come in, low. We all have accounts that we feel like, man, I'm just not eating on this account. So you have to make up for that. So as you continue to grow your business, whereas you're going to have those low, because I still have some accounts that just doesn't make me profit that I had from the beginning of time, and we still have them, right? But I make up over time. I make up with other contracts, right? I have accounts that I staff, but in the very, very beginning, I used to clean. Okay, so I'm not really so much making no money on that account, because I didn't come in high enough to really make a profit. If I do it for myself, if I clean that account myself, then it would be okay, right? Because I wouldn't have to pay out. But I'm not in a position right now to clean any accounts, right? So I have a body in there. I take a loss on that deal, but I make it up in volume. I make it up over time, right? So that's what I suggest. And even, as I've grown, I still came in low to get an account. Not too low, but I still came in like, man, I knew I could have got another couple $100 off of this account. But I go ahead and take it, train the staff, and I'm on to the next project, to the next deal. Okay. So, but here, what's the percentage you think is good to make profit after taxes? I really don't like to get in percentages, because everybody company is different. But I think you're in the right range between 40 and 50. That'll be nice. I mean, you always want to make more, but that's a fair assessment, 40 to 50, I think. Should I start an LLC first, then start taking contracts? How long did it take? Well, I started off with just a regular DBA, where you go down to City Hall. Jesus Christ. Now I'm on live. Everybody from Facebook want me to join their groups and things like this. But let's see here. I started off with the regular DBA, okay, doing business as. And then over time, because like money was a factor for me in the beginning, so over time I got the LLC. Okay, now when you have a DBA, you can use your social security number. Once you use your EIN number, that's just basically stating that you're going to have employees, right? That's like your business social security number, basically. That's what it is. And your number for the taxing, portion, dealing with the IRS. Okay, so I had a DBA, Yeah, I really have a twin. Yeah. So I have a DBA, and I have a oh, I had a DBA in the beginning, and I used my social security number to start, right? So as my business grew and I picked up more contracts and started making more money, I was able to move it forward, like to LLC and everything else, right? But that beginning, some people are able to do way more than me. Most people are, right? So I would say do whatever you can afford in the very beginning, and then at that point, what you want to do is just kind of just move it up from there. Let me see here. From your personal life to your business life, really well. Just slang. It's slang. That's what it is. How much? You have to look that up. How much do an LLC cost? For a general LLC, you have to look it up. I'm not sure what state you're in, but you have to look that up. But look, guys, let me go ahead and get back to this. I think that your questions can keep coming through, but let me go ahead and kind of get back to this list here. So I talked about why I win when most people don't, and the first thing I talked about for those that's kind of late coming in is I take action or risk. That's one reason I feel like I win when most other companies don't. Okay. Cali is $500. Okay. Number two, I don't dwell on problems, but the solution. I don't dwell on problems, but the solution. So when I come into a situation, guys, where I have a problem, whether it's dealing with an employee, whether it's dealing with a contractor, whether it's dealing with the client, whatever the case is, when I come into a problem, most people, oh, fuck, I can't believe this happened. God damn, why does this have to happen to me? Most people have that type of mindset. You have to get out of that mindset. Starting off, did you record everything for a what? Start off, did you record everything for starting off? Did you pit? Did I put? Is that what you? But like I say, I dwell on. I'm sorry. For the taxes. Well, actually, what I did, to be honest, is I called the IRS. I told them I was a new startup, a new business, and what would they suggest me do in terms of handling the taxes. And they suggested that I get a record keeper book, right? So they had told me where I can get, let me see. Speaking, it's a great topic. So they told me where I could get, certain record keeper books, and I picked up record keeping books. They also suggested that there was software programs out that I can buy, which I usually tell people QuickBooks. QuickBooks is a terrific program you can use for multiple reasons. So if it's anybody that's trying to figure out how to deal with the taxes and how to balance that, then I would suggest you try out QuickBooks. Okay. But yeah, I had these record keeper books, that kind of helped me with the taxes. I got the percentages and different things, and I kind of did everything myself. I kind of learned it myself because I didn't have the funds in the beginning to pay it out, but it still had to be paid. So I just simply called them and asked them because I wanted to make sure I was doing everything right. And that's what I suggest you guys do. A lot of people get scared to call the IRS or whatever, but they will really help you and give you some great information, valuable information, if you just reach out to them. Now, there's two numbers for them. It's a individual tax number and it's a business tax number. I have both of the numbers in my phone, like we're friends. To be honest, I could show you guys here. So anytime I need to call the IRS, I don't have a problem with calling them. Let's see here. All right, the business line number for those that want it, that's dealing with business, is 1-800-829-4933. That's 1-800-829-4933. Okay? And you could just simply call them. I keep them in my phone because whenever I have a question or, I want to know something, it's easy for me to call them. Now, you might be on hold for a long time. I'll tell you that. So please have the patience, but you will get a representative. If you follow the prompt, you will get a rep. Okay. Again, number 2, I don't dwell on the problem, but the solution. That's the only thing I dwell on. When I run up against a problem, I don't dwell on it. I don't think about what I could do to really, kind of over the problem. What I think about specifically is the solution. What would be the exact solution for this problem? What would be the exact? I don't think about the problem itself. I don't care that the cup spilled over. The solution is, how do I get it up? That's what I focus on. How do I get this up? How do I clean this mess up? All right. And that's what I suggest a lot of my people, again, when I get on my coaching calls and that type of thing, a lot of my people, they focus more on the problem and then they get discouraged. Okay. Either you're going to have an employee mindset or you're going to have a self-employed or entrepreneurial mindset. Okay. I can't give you that. That's just something that has to be in you. You have to, it just have to be in the DNA. It's something that you have to cultivate, but you can't cultivate that. Okay. Again, a lot of people are trying to be entrepreneurs with the employee mindset. A lot of people have been an employee for so long that when a problem comes, they expect somebody to tell them the answer or somebody to help them. No, you have to jump out there and you have to figure it out. Right? You have to figure it out. Because, for an example, if your employee do something wrong, they make a mistake, whatever the case is, you have to be intelligent enough. You have to be witty enough. You have to be quick enough to be able to find the solution to their problem, whatever that problem is. If you're not going to be that person, then you have to delegate that out to somebody that know how to handle that type of situation. But then that's going to come with payment, because a lot of times people don't believe in bartering these days. And a lot of times people just don't believe in, I will help you with your business until you get on, and then you can cut me the check. A lot of people just would not do that. Okay. Just won't do it. You have to pay them for the service. Okay. So that's that. Again, number 1, I take action. Number 2, I do not dwell on problems, but I dwell on the solution. Okay. Number 3, one of the reasons why I win when most people don't is I'm unconventional or unorthodox, right? With my style, the way I move, the way I do different things. Like, whereas I don't have a problem with using the media to get attention, to bring attention to myself and my business. Other entrepreneurs do. They have a problem with that. They don't want to be the center of attention, so to speak, in regards to their business. I mean, when you look at people like, who can we use? Mark Cuban, Donald Trump, and then you look at guys like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. Well, Mark Cuban and Donald Trump, they want to be titans. They want to be the center of attention, right? It's good because it helps build brand recognition, right? Especially when you got a good brand. It helps build brand recognition. So I'm all for being the center of attention of your business, but you have to make sure you have a quality product or quality service, right? Because nothing is worse of you being this big entrepreneur that everybody knows, and then you have a shitty product or you have a shitty service, right? So that's the thing, guys. That's the thing. You have to be able to do that. That's just an example that I use, but I'm willing to try different things. Certain things I would say here, but I leave it for my coaching call, so I'm not going to mention it here. But there's certain things that I do to pick up contracts that I really don't talk about on videos, for residential or commercial, that I just don't talk about on my videos. I leave it straight for the coaching calls. And if you've been on my coaching call before, you probably know what I'm talking about, right? But like I said, I just think outside of the box in terms of marketing. I'll tell you one thing that I'll do that I don't hear a lot of people talk about is what I call intuition intuitive marketing. So that's where you kind of go on your gut feeling, at least driving down the street, walking down the street, not sure what this place is, not sure what they do in here. You just kind of intuitively go into this building and see if they have a cleaner or if they'd be interested in service. Something is in my eye. I've done that many times. You're driving down the street, you see this building, I've never been in the building before, and then, you know, I just have to abruptly turn around, or I just kind of pull into their parking lot like, let me go in here, let me see what they're about. And I have gotten contracts that way. So you just have to be different, you know, you have to be different. Like even when you're on your downtime, you're out with your family, and I'm going to go ahead and go to number 4 in a minute, but when you're on your downtime, entrepreneur is always in entrepreneurial mode. I don't even care if they're with their family, if they're at Chuck E. Cheese, if they're at Disney World, if they're, you know, wherever they are, the zoo, I don't care. They're always thinking. An entrepreneur is always thinking. They're thinking about the next deal. They're thinking about how they can grow the revenue stream, or they're thinking about, well, my percentages is down, I need to get the percentages up, right? How can I get more clients in the door? They're always thinking. So you guys have to be on the same playing field. If you want to win, you have to be on the same playing field, because I'm willing to gamble majority of the commercial cleaners that you know or might be in your area, a lot of them, I'm not going to say majority, but a lot of them don't think this way. A lot of them don't think this way. When they're on their downtime, they're on the downtime. And that's okay. I'm not telling you to, you know, be antisocial or just, you know, flick somebody off just, you know, because you're in your mode. I'm not telling you that. But you have to be willing to go with your gut sometimes. Okay? You have to be willing to go with your gut. Number 4. I give more than what I ask for. I give more than what I ask for. And that's on all levels, right? For an example, when I'm selling like paperwork, or when I'm selling like lead generation or anything like that, a lot of times I tell Jasmine, I say, hey, if they get in one of those programs, or they buy into one of those services or those products, go ahead and give them a free coaching. So, and whereas my coaching right now is $300 an hour, let's say somebody bought paperwork, or somebody got into the lead generation or something like that, I would give them that for free. Just so I always give more. And the same thing with my service. When I go out and I'm cleaning the building or getting the building together, right, I always try to do more than what I'm paid to do, right? Because what that does, and it might contradict sometimes what I say, as far as making sure that you're getting paid for, you know, everything that you do, but it's certain things that you can do that they notice, just little things, nothing major, just little things that you can do that wasn't written up in the contract, that might mean a lot to them, and you do that little thing. And then when they go out to these luncheons or these dinners or these brunches or these breakfast networking meetings and things that you have no idea about, they get to talking. You know, what do you have a cleaning company? Well, what? No, I don't. Well, there's a company that worked for me by the name of such and such. Here, I'll go ahead and give you the number, or I have such and such, email that information over to you. You should give them a try. To do fantastic work. Same thing with residential. Same thing with residential. You know, they say, well, you know, people, especially when you do great work, they say, hey, I just hired this residential cleaning company. They do a fantastic job. You might want to give them a shot, give them a try. Hey, tell them I'm such and such and I referred you, right? That's what happened when you offer good work and when you kind of go above and beyond, okay? Now, this doesn't mean that you would never have any problems, never have any issues, but sometimes going that extra mile, doing that extra bit would take you far, okay? I know this facts. This is one of the reasons I feel like I win when most don't. Moving forward, never give up. Never give up. I was talking to a young lady, must have been last week on a coaching call, and she was saying that, yes, I'm having trouble transitioning from residential to commercial. Okay, we could talk about that. So I was talking to a lady probably like last week, I believe, and she was telling me that she was giving up because it was beginning to get too tough for her. She has a job, and then she has, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 accounts, but whatever it is, it definitely keep her busy, and it's just her. She said she has no employees. It's just her right now. Okay, no one wants to help her out in the family, that, you know, in her family, because I was making certain suggestions to her, and she said that wouldn't work. She doesn't have the money to pay them, but she do have those contracts. Okay, and the one thing that I could tell her is never to give up, never give up, because she was thinking about just like giving the whole thing up and feeling like that it wasn't for her because it was becoming stressful on her due to the fact that she had a job and then she had to clean these accounts herself, right? So I told her, real entrepreneurs make a way out of no way. Real entrepreneurs make a way out of no way. Okay? Real entrepreneurs make a way out of no way. They don't bitch, they don't moan, they don't complain, but they find a way. Okay? And sometimes you just have to do what you have to do, right? Everything is all in divine timing, though. Okay? Number 6 here. Make a promise and keep it. Make a promise and keep it. If you promise a client that you're going to do something, you promise an employee that you're going to do something, do it, because they're going to hold you to it. They're not going to forget about it, especially when it's favorable for them. That's why I feel like, in going back to my subcontractors, you know, when I make them a promise that they're going to get X amount of dollars for the work that they do or for a task that they do, they get it, right? Early on, I used to put myself in binds because I would give more and I really couldn't afford to give more, but I would give more, put myself in a bind and be like, damn, why did I do that? And I want so hard to go and tell them, hey, you know what, I can't do it, it's too much, but I would rather pay them good now and have a good track record with them, so whenever I need them again, they will return to me without complaint, without, you know, whatever, than to play them on the money, and then they say, well, fuck you, I'm not gonna work for you, especially when they do great work. You know, sometimes you can stick your foot, but whenever you stick your foot in your mouth, you just have to eat that, right? Is something that you have to learn from. That's just my perspective. Other individuals might tell you different. That's just my perspective on it, and that's just one of the reasons I feel like I win when others don't. Okay, I never ever give up. I totally believe in myself. I come in confident. I come in on point. I come in knowing the subject matter. I know what I'm looking for. Now the object of the game is for me to figure out what they're looking for and try to mesh it together and make it work. Put together some numbers, turn the numbers in. Hopefully they accept the numbers and have them sign my agreement, get a start time, and we start. That's just cut to the chase, exactly what I'm looking for. I kind of know what I want when I go in, but I got to figure out what they need. Got to match they need with my want and see how I can mash it together and come up with something that works for the both of us. Okay. Number 7, my everyday rituals. My everyday rituals. And here's the thing, guys. Rituals just go with, you know, whatever terminology you want to use. I'm just using rituals. Your rituals will dictate if you become a success or if you stay a failure. A failure. Your rituals will dictate if you become a success or stay a failure. Okay? What are you talking about, Fabio? Here's the thing, man. If you do something one day and then you turn around and you don't do it the next day, and then you don't do it the next day, and then you do it that following day, you're not keeping up with your rituals, what you should, your task that you should be keeping up with. You're not keeping up with that. Okay? And 9 times out of 10, your business won't get off the ground. You won't become successful. I'm just here to tell you that. Okay? You won't get off the ground. Your business will not become a success. Okay? Successful people have certain rituals that they do that allow them to be successful. And they do those rituals every single day. Whether they get up in the morning and drink their coffee at 4 o'clock and then go out and get the newspaper between 4 and 5. They read the newspaper for about an hour. And then 6 o'clock, they head out, go to the gym. Then they leave the gym, go home, take a shower, whatever they do, right? And then put on their suit or whatever the case is, and then go to the office. If they do that that's what you call a ritual. They have certain things that they do, and it's ingrained in them. No one has to tell them to do it, right? So I have certain rituals that I do, certain things that I do, and I stay focused, right? I stay focused on that. I keep up with those rituals, which is part of my system. It's part of my everyday system. When somebody asked me earlier about a system, it's just part of my system, part of the course, and it works for me. So that's one thing, one reason I feel like I win when other people don't. They don't keep in course with the rituals, or they don't, or even worse, they don't have any rituals that would allow them to be successful, right? They might have rituals, but they're all of the wrong rituals, right? They get up, late, maybe smoke, get something to eat. I don't know what it is. I don't want to offend anybody, but you guys know what you guys do, right? And if you know you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing to enhance your revenues, to build your business, then again, that's part of the bad rituals that you have, okay? Number 8, I play to dominate, not compete. I play to dominate, not compete. See, here's the thing, and I used to think about this all the time, guys. I used to be the type that be like, there's no contracts for me. Everybody have all the contracts. No contracts for me. So I'm just in this competing world, right? The thing is that when you focus more on what you're supposed to be doing, you focus more on what you're supposed to be doing, you pick up a contract, the same way you picked up that first contract, you can multiply that. You just do it again, get another contract, do it again, and get it, and it become part of your system. Okay, here's the thing, guys. You got to play to dominate. If you have I want to compete, to me, that's not the right mentality to have. I feel like I do compete to a certain degree, but I compete with myself in my head, right? Fabio, how can you be better this year than you was last year? Right? Fabio, how can you get the revenue up, twofold, threefold than you did last year? You guys get where I'm going with it, okay? I love your hair, brother. Thank you, thank you. So that's what I focus on. Okay, that's what I focus on. I play to dominate, not compete. I don't want to compete with any other commercial cleaners. I'm not checking for them. I don't care what they do, right? I don't care if it's independent. I don't care if they're a franchise. I'm just not checking for them. I'm staying headstrong on what I need, what I want to do, what I should be doing. Okay, and I suggest you guys do the exact same thing. That's another reason why I win when others don't. That's an exact reason why I win when others don't, because other people are either afraid or thinking about their competing, opposed to just thinking about dominating. I don't care if you're a window washer. I don't care if you're doing floor care. I don't care if you're a carpet cleaner. I don't care if you're a painter. I don't care if you do pest control. I don't care what service or what product. You have to play to dominate. Google, they don't compete with Bing. They dominate. Gmail, they don't compete with Yahoo. They dominate. Right? Again, you have to play to dominate. You have to play to dominate. Okay? Number 9, I adapt to any situation I'm in or around. I adapt to any situation I'm in or around. Okay, so sometimes you'll be in a situation, it might be an uncomfortable situation, right? Whether it's a meeting or whether it's let me see if I can give you guys an example. Okay, here's an example. I was soliciting for a car dealership. This been some time ago, but this is what come to mind. So I was soliciting for a car dealership, to pick a car dealership up. I had to speak to the owner and some other reps and different things like this. I didn't know that this dealership was, I guess, gay owned, So I go in there and I'm, giving my spiel and, trying to, get the contract. And I'm in an uncomfortable situation. I'm in an uncomfortable situation because here it is. I feel like they're throwing some type of I don't know, sauce. I don't know what to call it, right? But it's some type of innuendo at me, like the gestures and certain things, and it's totally making me uncomfortable. But I don't want to not get a contract because someone is gay. I don't think that that's a real reason to not want to clean a facility or not go after a contract because someone is gay, right? Because everybody isn't going to always have your same religion. They're not going to always be your same color. They're not going to have your same belief system. They're not going to like the same type of individuals you like, right? So it's just part of the nature of the beast. But I adapted to that situation. I adapted to that situation, and I found a way around it, and politely letting them know, I think in so many words, politely letting them know that I wasn't interested in the gay lifestyle or, you know, that type of situation, but I would do business with you, right? And it worked out. It worked out. That particular deal worked out. So again, you have to be able to adapt. Sometimes you're in situations that, you know, is really not for you, but you, as a business person, and being mindful, you don't want to insult anybody because of race, religion, or whatever the case is, preference, sexual preference, or whatever. You want to be mindful of that, but you still could adapt to the situation that you're in. You just have to find a way to. Okay. Number 10. This last, this is where a lot of people, this is why a lot of people don't get contracts. They never ask for it. Jesse, hey, how's it going? So this is why a lot of people don't get contracts. They never ask for it. They never ask. Okay. And they never read. I'm sorry, like I said, you guys, I was taking notes. I took notes. So that's why I'm looking down to stay on my points. I ask questions and I'm always reading. I ask questions and I'm always reading. That's where a lot of people go wrong. A lot of the information that I talk about, like on my coaching or here even on the live, is stuff that I've read, adapt, and had it to work for me. So when the viewers and when people talk to me and when people deal with me from a business perspective, they say, oh, he's so intelligent and he knows so much and this and this and that. Well, it's not that. It's just that I'm willing to do what other people aren't willing to do. And that's read books. A lot of people do not read books. A lot of people do not read books. We keep our face in these phones. When you're able to, you know, subscribe to platforms to read ebooks and different books on your phone, people don't do that. Okay, I hear a lot of people say, well, you know, I listen to audiobooks and that's fine, but you don't grab audio as you would do if you was reading a book. It's not the same type of understanding. You hear bits and pieces of an audio, but it stick more to the brain once you read it opposed to when you hear it. You'll be more receptive of the information. You'll understand it better when you read it opposed to when you hear it. Okay, that's facts. So again, you guys got to get out. You got to get to reading. You got to get to reading. Okay, and I'm not just talking about on the commercial cleaning. I'm talking about as business as a whole. You know, CPA, your state rules and regulations and policies and different things like that. You want to get out and you want to be able to read more. Okay. Okay. So, and like I say, ask questions. A lot of people never ask for the sale. A lot of people never ask any questions. Some people have a question, they think they know the answer in their head. So instead of answering the question or asking the question, they'll go ahead and do what they think they should do. And it's the wrong thing. It's not what the client wants. So if you're not sure about something, don't nod your head. Don't act like you understand. If you don't understand, ask questions. How many people do I need on my team to get in the business, bro? You can start off with you. You can start off with you. That's how the vast majority of us do, unless they got a family or somebody like that that's willing to help them out. But the vast majority of us start off with ourselves. Again, like unless they got a boyfriend, girlfriend, somebody that's willing to step in and help them out, or they got family where they open up a family type of situation and they do it with their family. But like I say, guys, those are the top 10 reasons why I feel like I win when most commercial cleaning companies don't. Okay? When most commercial cleaning companies don't. You have to be able to do some of these 10 things. Now, I'm not saying all 10 you have to do. It'll be nice if you could perfect these things, or you could utilize these things, or utilize them and make them work for you. But in the event that you can't, just do some of them. Just do some of them and build upon, just go towards your system. So number one, that's to recap. Number one, take action or risk. Number two, don't dwell on the problem, but the solution. Dwell on the solution, not the problem. Number three, be unconventional or unorthodox. Okay. Number four, give more than what you asked to give, right? Or do more than what you're being paid to do. Okay. Number five, never ever give up. Never ever give up. Never ever give up. Okay. Number six, make a promise and keep it. Make a promise and keep it. When you make a promise, even if it puts you in a bind and you know you shouldn't have said that, once you make that promise, it's locked in. Okay? Mentally. So don't say, well, you know what, it's not in writing, so I'm not going to do it. That's not the right mentality to have, and that's going to put you at the bottom of the barrel really, really quick. When you make a promise, whether it's a handshake deal or you nod and you agree that I'm going to get that task done and we're going to do that, then go ahead and do it. Make a promise, keep it. Number seven. Get you some positive rituals. Get you some positive rituals. We all got rituals, good and bad alike. But get you some positive rituals and stick to them. Stick to them, Whatever that can help you progress with your building your cleaning business, and it's a positive ritual. It's something that makes you feel good when you do it. It's positive. It helps you get up early in the morning and stay up late at night. Do it. Get you some positive rituals and stay consistent with it. Keep doing it. Okay. Number 8, play to win. Play to dominate, not compete. Michael Jordan, he dominate. He don't play to compete. He dominate. Okay. Mark Cuban and Donald Trump, whether you like them or you don't, they play to dominate. Google, they play to dominate. Okay. The list can go on and on, but play to dominate, not compete. And if you are going to compete with yourself. Don't worry about what the next guy is doing or the next girl is doing. Compete with yourself mentally. How can I be a better me than I was last year? How can I get the sales revenue up this year 2 times more than I did last year, right? What can I do this month to bring the revenues up or to make more money than I did last month, right? Whatever it is, okay? So if you're going to compete with anybody, compete with yourself. But like I said, play to dominate, not compete. Number 9, adapt to any situation. Adapt to any situation. You almost have to be a chameleon, right? Just because it don't feel good don't mean that you won't be able to get that deal or it's not for you or you shouldn't be there. Sometimes you have to adapt to the situation that you're in. Whether you're in a negotiation boardroom or whether you're in a meeting, you have to be able to adapt, okay? Even if it's not favorable for you or whatever the case is, learn to adapt. Number 10, ask questions and read books. Simply put, ask questions and read books. Ask questions and read books. Okay? It's just that simple. These are my top 10 things of why I win when most people don't. And it's been working for me, helping me build my business up. We do north of $250,000 annually, right? And I'm always trying to be better. I'm always trying to do better, okay? With all my businesses, whatever endeavor I start up, no matter what the endeavor is, I always try to be my ultimate best, right? I'm always in my own way sometimes, in my own head. And many entrepreneurs are, because we think a lot. We want to win. We want to be the best at what we do. We want to dominate, not compete, right? So it's just all part of the whole situation, okay? But again, if you guys do just a portion of these, you might see a little bit more success, okay? And success, I'm not always saying that it's coming in a money form. You might be going door to door, or sending out flyers or whatever the case is, and notice you haven't been getting any traction, and then you watch this video and I said a few key things in this video that you say, you know what, that sounds doable, that sounds like something I can do. And you might just use one or two things in this video and it can ultimately change your result for the better, right? It can ultimately change everything in your world in terms of getting your commercial cleaning business or any business off the ground, okay? Now, I'm going to open it up for any questions. If you guys have any questions, I'd be more than happy to entertain them. If not, then I'll go ahead and let them go. If you're looking for coaching, you're looking for, paperwork or whatever in terms of agreements, whatever you need, we got you. Then you can hit me up at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IO. HART@gmail.com. bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Okay. Fab, can you answer my can you answer my question above about marketing boxes to potential customers? Let me see here. Marketing boxes. Marketing boxes. When you say marketing boxes, you just mean like, you got some type of little box or something, and you put like a goodie bag type of thing. Is that what you're saying when you say marketing boxes? Okay. I just want to make sure I understand. I see you, Chico. I'm definitely gonna come back to you. I think that's a tactic that you can use, right? I've always been the type of individual to say just because I wasn't doing something or haven't done it or never tried it, don't mean that it won't work. So if you feel good about it and you think it's a good gesture, you feel like it's cost effective to do, then you can run a campaign based on that and see what type of traction you get from it, right? I'm not here to tell you that it will work or it won't work. If you want my perspective on it in terms of if it's something that I would do, it's probably not nothing that I would do specifically, okay? Just from a cost perspective. Like if it was a little goodie bag and it's little trinkets and little things like that, cool, a couple erasers, some pens, a coffee mug, you put together a little basket that got your logo on the cup and, your logo on the bear, whatever the case is, right? Little champagne glasses or whatever the case is. Or you send a gift basket of supplies, that type of thing. Those are things that you can try. It's just not something that I've tried and I can say that worked for me. Okay, but I would give it a shot. And if you do give it a shot and decide to go along with that, let me know how it works out. I would love to hear that story. I would love to see how it worked. Okay, I think it'll be a bit much for me to get boxes, product, and I guess you're gonna mail them out or ship them out, okay? Because it's gonna cost you for the boxes, unless you get some old raggedy box from Walmart with the Walmart logo, when you can go to like U-Haul or you can go to like some place and get just a box that don't have any label on it. You don't want to drop a box off with the Walmart logo or Kroger's logo or you know, some type of logo or some type of other company name on it that's not your company. Now, if you're going to get labeling on the box with your company information, that's cool, but it's still going to cost you to get the box labeled and all of that. It's still going to cost you for the shipping. It's still going to cost you for the gas if you personally delivering the boxes yourself, as an incentive for them to pick you up for new contracts. Okay, so I think that'll be a bit much. I've tried the donut and coffee technique. It worked in the past. I haven't done it in a very, very long time. But sometimes you can just call them up and use that technique as a way to kind of soften them up a little bit and kind of get somebody attention to even let you in the door to go ahead and do it, or you pick up a new contract. That could be something part of your new contract pickup spiel that you do, right? We picked up a new contract. We offering donuts and cookies and coffee, you know, to this specific contract. And I would say only do that with larger accounts or larger contracts, okay, if you're going to use the coffee donut method. Because you don't want to just be known for buying a bunch of donuts and coffee and sending it to every building that you go after. So at least make it be worth the while and have it be a big deal, okay, or a big sign up that you just did, okay. That's just my take on it personally, okay. Let me see here. Chico, he said, any advice on providing medical employees that doesn't kill the profit? I think when you're talking about, most companies do the bare minimum, to be honest, when they offer insurance. They do just the bare minimum. A lot of times, a lot of these policies, unless they're a big company like a Microsoft or something, they might not spend a whole hell of a lot of money, you know, like a Google or something that's a really big entity. They don't spend, a lot of these more smaller and medium-sized companies don't spend a whole hell of a lot on insurance. They only offer it and do the bare minimum because they got to, right? They have to offer it to full-time employees. It's just part of the regulations with their state or whatever the case is, so they have to do it, right? And I would probably take that approach, right? Because to be honest, mostly I know facts, most of the people that probably work for me have benefits through, because I got some retirees that work for me too. They have benefits through maybe their previous employer where they draw their pension from or whatever. Some might have are veterans, but the majority of the younger crowd that I have that do work for me probably get Medicaid, right? In my state, I don't have to offer a full coverage policy to anyone that's a part-time worker. Now, if you're a full-time worker, then you have to have some type of insurance in place, right? But I don't necessarily have to for part-time employees to even offer that, okay? So I would suggest that you kind of look around, you know, ask them about their corporate or their business insurance for businesses, right? Not individuals. You just call around. They'll send you out a kit, like a business kit. I've done it before, and it kind of give you the whole spiel about what this is going to cost and what that's going to cost and what this is and what that is. You know, for your employees, they will love to give you that type of information, right? The little folder with the business card and everything in it. They'll love to supply that to you. If you just give them a call and let them know what you're trying to do, what you're interested in, they'll supply that with you quickly. Why? Because they make money, right? So that's really what it boils down to. But that's what I would suggest if you kind of looking into it, just kind of shop around, okay? Would you recommend hiring younger people, students, or rather retirees, older, experienced people? Students, I don't like to hire. I don't hire students. They don't stay that long, right? Number one. And then students, like high school students, you can only work them for so many hours, right? And then they have certain times, at least in my state, that they have to be in the house. You can't work them past a certain time, right? You can only work them part-time, which is good because that's the work that they're going to be working anyway, part-time. But it's certain stipulations to hiring students. They can only do so many hours working for you, okay? Um, I tend to like the older people, or maybe like people around my age, or that's not students, that's grown, that might not have a job. I do find people that's more money motivated stay longer when they're about their money. They willing to do overtime. They hate when you say they got the day off or don't come in for this day because they're gonna lose money. I love those type of individuals that work for me. My staff consists of all women of different ethnicities and backgrounds. So I see you oh 06. I'm gonna call you oh 06 here. Mistake V06. Okay. I see you. I'm definitely get to you. So that's how it works for me, Julio. I hire. I have all women. They pay attention to the details. So that was kind of strategic. My males are like the supervisors, right? What we call field supervisors. They go from account to account, like myself. Check on everything, make sure they got the uniform on, make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be, and they report back to me and let me know. Okay, that's what my male, supervisors do. But my staff that actually do the cleaning consists of women, and like I say, it's a wide range in age, it's a wide range in ethnicity and background. Okay, so I don't hire just one set age range. I don't hire just one set ethnicity. Okay. Um, well, if you do a deep cleaning for any site, you're going to charge them more when you first start off. You do a deep cleaning, you charge them more at the top. And then if their account is 300, 350, per month or per cleaning or whatever you billing them for, um, then you can kind of continue with that. So for an example, if I'm cleaning this room, right, and I get the contract to do it, and this whole room is atrocious, then my first billing is going to be a lot higher because I got to do more work. It's going to take me a longer time to spruce it up. But then over time, this room is going to stay clean. It's going to stay put together. It's going to stay kept. Why? Because I'm going to be making the regular visits. So it would make sense for me to do it if I can get $300 to do this for 2 hours, or which obviously this room wouldn't take 2 hours, but just hypothetically speaking, let's say it take 2 hours and I can get $300. To me, that'll be worth the while. For 2 hours of work, $300. Let's say per cleaning, there is accounts out there that would pay that, right? It will be worth the while. Even if I did this, you know, $300 for the month, and it's just this room, that will be worth the while for me. Because let's say we write it up for 2 hours. Let's say we write it up for 2 hours, right? In other words, we write it up in the estimate for 2 hours. Well, the reason I like to do flat work rate versus an hourly rate, because I could say, well, it's going to be X, Y, and Z, and whatever it is, it's going to equate to $300 a month. That means I can do it in 2 hours and I'm still going to get the same amount, or I can do it in 1 hour and still get the same amount. It doesn't matter what time I do it in, or how long it take me. I'm still going to get the same dollar amount. That's the reason I like the flat rate. Once you get to bigger accounts, then you can go by other factors, per hour, square footage, etc. Right? But yeah, so it will be worth it. So if this was absolutely atrocious, I might say, well, this first bill is going to be $490, $480, whatever the case is, right? Because I got to charge you a little bit more because there's more work to do. It's a deep clean. I have to really get this building, get it up to code, get it up, right? But then once you do that one deep clean, every job shouldn't be a deep clean at that point. It should be a upkeep at that point. So hopefully that makes sense to you. So the first job, the first time you do it, you let them know that it's going to be more because you got to do more work. The facility is just trash. It's atrocious. So they need to understand that. Okay, and then from there, whatever your monthly rate is, you let them know, okay, from there it's going to be whatever per month. Okay, so that's the way it works. Looking for a regular commercial clean. Now, if it's irregular work, then yeah, you definitely have to keep looking. Get newer contracts, newer accounts. But if it's just a one-time deal, which is rare, it's rare that you'll get in a building they just want you to do it one time. Now you might get a residential client that wants you to clean their home for just a one-time deal. But it's kind of rare, or really rare, that you get a building or a facility that wants you to just do it one time. Okay, that's extremely rare. Okay, it almost never happens, right? But if you use that free approach, you want to speak on that free approach. I've used it before, and I use it to small and medium-sized buildings. So I give myself in my head a certain square footage that's going to allow it to be free. So if the building fall within that realm of that square footage, then yeah, as a marketing strategy, I would go ahead and clean the building for free, that one-time cleaning, with the hopes of them signing me on for a contract. Okay, so it's always a gamble. So you have to. It ain't like you can go in there and half do it because it's free, right? So you're not going to get paid for it. So you have to go in and do what I call show up and show out. You have to go in there, show up and show out. You clean the facility, get it immaculate, make sure everything is put together, everything is situated, and then the end results would tell what. Yeah, I'm in residential trying to break into commercial. I've only done one floor stripping commercial job. Just can't get regular cleanings. Yeah, you might need to be on one of my coaching calls. I talk a lot about that, right? There's a systematic way that I like to operate. I don't get me wrong, I don't always get every account now. So if you do decide to do the coaching, I'm going to be relentless and I give you my system, but I don't always get every job. I'll be lying if I told you that, right? So the thing is just staying consistent, staying motivated, staying out there, being relentless, trying something outside of the box, some of the things that I talked about here on this list, right? And once you do that, you're going to eventually start seeing traction. Your name eventually will get out there, right? But you just have to stay at it, unfortunately, right? Or, and it's good though, because once you put that sweat equity in there and it started paying off, you will see like, oh my God, you sit back and you're like, oh, I can do this, right? This is really for me. I can do it, right? Because you see it paying off. Okay. So it's nothing like a good, a good chase, I guess, but you have to stay in the game long enough to win. You guys have any more questions for me? Want to make sure we get some more questions. Once again, yeah, definitely. Once again, if you guys need coaching, book FabioHart@gmail.com. BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART @gmail.com. If you need lead generation or have any questions about that, or coaching, or just the paperwork, getting it situated with that, you can email me on that. It's not a must. What about to get? How do we go? How we go get into a 6-figure? Wait, how do we get in the front of a 6-figure account? The same way. To get a 6-figure account. Sorry guys, I'm getting all type of messages here. To get a 6-figure account, I mean, it's going to be more, it's not going to be as easy as getting a 3,500 square foot account or 5,000 square foot account. Those be relatively easy, but to get an account that's 6 figures, it's going to be more red tape involved, right? More politics involved. You might have to talk to 5, 6 people before they come up, with one answer, But those accounts are few and far between. Even some of your most high skyscrapers downtown in your local city is not paying out six figures. Okay, and they have like, well, I won't mention any franchises, but they have like a lot of the franchises, right? And they're not cutting a check for six figures. Okay. The last deal you saw I did in the email was 58. Yeah, did you get that deal? Did you, how did that work out? Did you get that deal? Oh, you did. You did get that. Oh, so that's the deal that I helped you get into? When we you sent me the information and I kind of helped you with the numbers? Or was that you? Because I get sent so many deals, I kind of get confused. Did I help you with the numbers on that deal? Oh, that wasn't you? Oh, okay. Okay. Um, so that was what you sent today, or whatever the day was yesterday that my assistant got over to me. Was that the deal? I sent the email. Watching your video from last night. Okay. 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 I'm familiar with it. I seen it because Jasmine did send it to my text message, and she wanted to put it on my Facebook or whatnot. I just told her to make sure you get the permission from you to do so, and we wanted to post it in our community here so everybody could take a look at it. It just goes to show you by watching my channel and utilizing a lot of the things that you said that you did. You know, it works. It just goes to show you that, and that's 58,000 square feet. You know, and you got the deal, right? Watching the videos, utilizing some of what I taught here. She showed me the email. I can't remember exactly what it say word for word, but I'm glad that you got it. I'm glad that watching my videos helped that. I'm glad that you do support me like you do, because this is a lot of other channels that you probably watch or that you could be watching, but you choose to. No, it was. Oh. Maybe I need to go back to that email. Okay. Okay. Maybe I need to go back. So it's 58,000. That's what you gross with that deal. Now, is that net or that's gross? Is that gross? Facility isn't nearly that big. Oh, wow. Okay. It's not that big. Okay. Man, look, you're doing a lot better. Even if you didn't have any other contracts and you just work that contract specifically, you can live the rest of your 2019. That's not net. That's gross. Okay. Even still, once you pay your taxes, you can still live the rest. Now, I'm not saying do this. I don't want you to get complacent and get comfortable, but you will be able to live well on that type of, excuse me, annual revenue. Okay, after taxes and that type of thing. But build to that in no time. You'd be at the six-figure mark. I mean, if you're not, I think you're the one I think that puts you at six figures, if I'm not mistaken, right? Refresh my mind on the email. Might be because I get so many emails, so many deals, so many people I help, so many people, But yeah, I think that Okay, it put you at 135. My man. My man. Man, hey, say. You're going to have me, popping my collar. Because I feel a certain type of way. I'm ready to cut up because you win. Because you win. You utilize what you see here on the videos. Everything may not work for you, but you found something that worked for you. You executed. You stayed on it. You had to stay persistent for a 58,000 revenue. That's just something that I'm sure that didn't come overnight, right? Sometimes you get lucky though, and you get those type of deals, and you just stumble into deals like that. But that's very, very rare. That's very, very rare. So I want to give you a round of applause. If my assistant, if you didn't give us your number, make sure you do so. I'll talk to you, see if we can hook something up where you can, where we can do some type of chat. If you don't mind coming on my live, or don't mind doing a video thing with me, I'll upload it here on YouTube, and you can share your story. You can share what tactics that work for you. What didn't work for you, what you tried that I talked about that might not have worked for you, how you got it. Did you even use anything that I suggest here in the videos to get the contract? Because sometimes that happens. Sometimes you stumble on something, you might do something, or there's nothing that I said on any given video that might have helped it, but it's just you might say, hey, your motivation, the motivational stuff helped me. Right? And I want to give you a round of applause, man, because a lot of people think it's so difficult to get to the $100,000 mark. And I'm well over that. Like I'm, in a good situation, if I play my cards right, I'll be coming in at $500,000 annually, right? And I'm working really hard and really diligently. I just talked to Darnella. I don't know, maybe I'll try to get you and Darnella to talk. I'm not. Are you familiar with Darnella? Darnella, she's up there, 6 figures, out of Chicago. She ordered my paperwork. If you guys never heard of Darnella, you watch some of my older videos. She ordered my paperwork, went through my coaching. I even helped her get a little pub in her area. She didn't want to do it, but I suggested that she do it. On one of my coaching calls, I told her why she should do it and how it's going to work, and it actually worked for her, getting a little pub in her area. And now she stays out in Dade County in Miami. Her business run right on autopilot, just how mine used to do in VA when I had those contracts in VA. Sold them to a franchise that bought it, gave me a big check up front. Now they're still paying me on the back end to this day. They should be paid out by the end of 2019 though. I still have my other contracts in Georgia, in Toledo, Ohio. Again, so just keep going, bud. Just keep going. That puts you at $135,000 of annual income. How long? And this your first year, right? Is this your first year in business, or how many years you've been in business? What? Let me write this down. Let me see here. I'm gonna have my assistant definitely contact you. She sent me the information. This is your second year in business, okay? Second year in business. What's your name? What's your name again? Is it Derek? Second year in business. Your name Derek, correct? I think so. Sorry if it's not. I'm trying to remember here. Yep, Derek. Okay. Let me go ahead. Derek, what city are you in? What city are you in? City and state. What city and state you're in? $135,000. And he really did this, guys, because he sent the numbers. He sent I wouldn't put his numbers up, but he sent all his proof. Seattle, Washington. Because I remember seeing it because my assistant sent it to me. Seattle, that's Seattle, Washington, right? Washington. 135,000 gross annually. Yep. Yep. Seattle, Washington. Derek, what type of cleaning service do you have? What all do you offer? What niche markets are you in? I mean, do you do carpet? Do you do, floor care? Do you do just commercial, residential, window cleaning? What niche markets are you in? Strictly commercial. Okay. How I feel to be in that $100,000 mark. I love it, bro. I love it, bro. I need to high five you. How I feel, bro? Strictly commercial. I bet you your accounts, most of your accounts, let's be honest. Commercial janitorial, okay. And be honest. Most of your commercial accounts, are they really that dirty? For real, for real? Like when you just analyze the business that you got, do you really break your back out for it? Like, are they really that dirty? Because most of my accounts, man, is really not that dirty. It's really not that dirty. Most of my accounts, I mean, you have your days where they get, but for most times, are you able to glide in and glide out? Most of your accounts. Just be honest. If you're not, just let me know. Nah, that doesn't work for me like that, Fabio. Or is it gut wrenching for you? Is it back breaking for you? His numbers really do add up, guys. Too. He sent his paperwork, even though I would have never, told him, hey, send that, but he sent his numbers, and I remember saying it. Some can be at first, but not stay dirty at all. Kind of glide in and out most. Yeah. And that's what I tell people, man. That's why I love the medical facilities. That's why I love the medical facilities. Are you in South Carolina and Georgia area? That's good. I'm in Georgia too. I got contracts in Georgia, Ohio, Michigan. Everybody know my story. My VA accounts, I sold them to a franchise. They cut me the majority of the check on the front end. They finance in the back end of the accounts. And I also stuck in that particular deal that they had to keep my employees. I didn't want anyone to get fired. So, I mean, anyone that wanted to leave could leave, but I had it drawn up where they couldn't fire. I didn't want my employees to get fired. We're in Georgia. Atlanta and surrounding area, Stone Mountain. We cover all zones 1 through 6. Outside, Spring, Sandy Springs. Man, we cover all of Georgia. Within that realm. I mean, we're not in like Duluth and some of the other parts, but Atlanta metropolitan area and some surrounding suburban areas we are in. Okay. So, but yeah, Derek, man, keep up the good work, bro. If you haven't already, send my assistant your number. I'm going to chop it up with you. We're going to be on a whole nother level. It's not going to be like a conference call. I want to shoot the breeze with you. See how we can kind of get you on a live here and, just tell your story, just the way it happened for you. Tell your stories just the way that it happened for you. And, maybe you did something. I am an hour from there. I have to meet you. Please, I'm ready to change lives. Yeah, definitely. Email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart if you guys need the paperwork, contracts, estimate breakdown, whatever the case is, help you guys there on the price. We did shoot the price up because, again, I don't make no profit off of anything that I sell, to be honest, because it's so cheap. It's not enough for me to make a profit. It just goes into a marketing pool of dollars to help market my business. That's pretty much where it goes, right? And I keep it that way for a reason. It's in the email. I give it to you. Kai, I promise. Something extremely valuable to bring to you. I'm also willing to share my story. Okay, yeah, we'll put something together, dude. We definitely put something together. I got another guy too, and it's crazy because he's already up $90,000 annually, and he's a chef. He's a chef. He emailed me last week. He's been on my live for a very, 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 very long time. And he missed most of the lights because he worked nights. So his situation is a little different. As far as his cleaning business, he's nights. But he's a chef. He's a chef. Sent me a picture of him with the little chef hat on, and he's at the little restaurant, and sent me a little video and stuff. Hey, Fob, just thought about you, man. This is what I'm going to do. My goal is to get away from here one day. And he's already up $90,000. And I think that took him a matter of 2 years. He's been on my subscription list here for a little while. But he was one of those guys that was hard to get started. And I stayed on his ass. I kept calling him, dude, what's going on? Dude, I want to see what you're working on. I want to see what's going on. Right? And bam, he's another one. He's up $90,000 annually thus far. He sent me an email last week. So that's the thing, man. Like I say, it's what you put in it. It's the being tenacious, being determined. Just like Derek know, and I know, if Derek do what he's currently doing and he 10x it, this time next year or by next year, if he just 10x it, there's a possibility that Derek could at least double that, right? It's possible. It's possible. The cleaning business is definitely unpredictable, right? Now, if you're going in thinking that you're never going to lose any accounts, that's not the right mentality to have. You don't go in thinking that you're going to lose accounts, but you have to be ready for whatever comes your way, guys. My company is finally official, natural, clean, and it's ready to rock. Definitely. If you need to contact me, Addison, book FabioHart@gmail.com, BOOKFABIOHART@gmail.com. Michelle, I see you. I would go to your email, stay on me, drill me. I definitely drill you. Give it. Man, I'm telling you, I'm relentless. And I'm talking about, I done had people send me the voicemail, and I know they sent me the voicemail. And then I call them back and leave them a message like, dude, I know you just sent me the voicemail and you have 1 hour to call me back. If you get my phone number where you can call me directly, then you're a special individual, right? That means you prove to me that you're not just wasting your time and wasting my time trying to get a few nuggets and you're not doing anything with it, okay? That just means that the investment that you put into me in terms of whether you bought paperwork or you got on a coaching, that just showed me once you execute. I mean, they actually send me pictures of the deal. I'll never do that because I got people from all over the world on my subscription list, and I don't want to inadvertently bring anybody in competition. That's not my goal because everybody isn't as confident as me. I don't worry about competition out here. Like I told you guys on this list here, I go to dominate. Okay, I don't worry about who got what and who got more than me and if somebody gonna stay. I don't worry about that. I keep it pushing because I only work with things that I can control, and that's Fabio Hart. I can't control what other individuals do or say, other companies do or say. I can only control what Fabio Hart do and say. Okay, so I don't worry about that. I don't deal with naysayers. I don't have those people in my circle. I tell you guys that all the time. If you got friends, family, relatives, girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, and wives alike, if they're a naysayer, you got to distance yourself from around them. If you can't change the people around you, then you have to change the people around you. And a lot of times that's what it boils down to. People, they get so caught up in, hey, dude, I love you more, bro. I love you more. I love you more, bro. I love you more, bro. Dead ass. I'm glad to see that you really making it happen. You're really making it happen. All the way up top is Seattle. Shout out Seattle. I love Seattle. I've been there a few times. I got a mentor out there in Seattle, actually. One of my earlier start mentors is out there. So, yes, Michelle and Addison, you guys need to email me, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. I'm damn sure going to hold you to the fire. All right? So when I call you, and you start getting to some traction again to that level, don't get to ignoring my phone calls now, because I'm only calling to check on you, right? Don't get to pushing me to the left like Beyonce say. Nah, you get to pushing me to the left then I'm going to apply pressure on your ass, right? I'm going to apply pressure. So, like I said, guys, if you have any more questions or comments, go ahead and shoot them to me right now. I'll be more than willing to go ahead and answer what you have. Once again, guys, congratulate to Derek, man. That's, again, it takes being proactive. It takes a lot of determination. And like I say, he damn sure have the proof to back it, like, when I tell you dead ass, right? But I would never put his stuff up there. He just wanted me to see that that this is facts, that, you know, it's a real deal, you know, from a real, you know. So again, I appreciate that, Derek. I'm glad to see that you're doing your thing. Stay at it, stay proactive, definitely stay tuned to the videos, and yeah, just keep up with it, man. I'm definitely gonna stay in contact. I'm gonna have Jasmine send me over your number. We're gonna chop it up personally. Okay, definitely another round of applause for you, bro. A round of applause for you, because it's people that's been doing this for 2 years, 3 years, you know, and they're not even nowhere close 100 grand. Excuse me, they're not even close 100 grand, you know, and you know, like I say, man, you changing the whole lifestyle for yourself. Changing the whole, once you get a system, which I'm sure you got to have a pretty decent system in place. Once you get a system and it's running like water, so to speak, without you having to turn on the faucet, it's just running like it's supposed to run, then you're on to something. And that's all I tell people. It's just having great people working for yourself. I'm working with you as you work for yourself is what I should say. Been able to delegate work out. A lot of people scared to do that. They don't want to delegate. They're too scared to investing. I'm sure you buy books and certain things that will help your business grow, that could be useful for your business, right? You take risks with your money. A lot of people scared to do that. My dad always told me, scared money can't win. My dad say, how are you going to hit the jackpot if you never put the money in the machine and pull the thing down? You know, you know, it's a gamble either way it go. Everything is a gamble. When you go out there, you don't know knocking doors if you're going to get that contract. You just don't know until you knock. You don't know if you're going to hit the lottery until you play. You don't know if you're going to hit the jackpot until you put the money in the machine, right? You got to take a gamble. You know, you got to take a gamble. And if you take a loss, you don't go to the casino and take a loss and say, oh, they scammed me. You say, shit, I fucked up. I didn't hit the jackpot. Stop thinking everything is somebody trying to do you something, guys. A lot of us, we got that's an employee mentality. A lot of us, there's a lot of things that I invested in and it just didn't work for me. That don't mean that the product was wrong. Maybe I didn't utilize it right? But I keep it pushing and I don't make any complaints, right? I just keep it pushing. It's going to happen. It's business. You think Donald Trump and these guys and Bill Gates, they got billions and millions and billions of dollars? You think they complain? They lose $1 million. They're like, fuck, I lost $1 million. Anyway, I'll make it back. They don't want to lose $1 million, but when they lose it, they don't focus on the fact that they lose $1 million. They damn sure don't write complaints that say you scammed them or anything like that. Again, it's the mentality that you have, guys. A lot of people, again, if you have that type of mentality, just stay at your job. Commercial cleaning isn't for you. Okay, just stay at your job. It's okay. Somebody have to do it. You might be the best at it, right? And I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it's just what it is, point blank, period, right? So again, I want to thank everybody for definitely tuning in and watching me. I definitely want to once again thank Derek. Can't thank him enough. Love you, bro. Keep it up. You know, I did get your information. It was sent to my phone, be it by Jasmine. So we definitely going to stay in touch. I will probably contact her tomorrow and have her send it over to me. I get so many emails. I got people waiting for lead generation right now. I'm just get backed up. That's why you got to have an assistant, right? You guys have any more questions? Guys have any more questions? I'll be more than happy to entertain that. If not, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Again, my points here, why I win when most don't. Again, number one, I take action or risk. Number two, I don't dwell on the problem, but the solution. I dwell on the solution. Number three, I'm unconventional and unorthodox with my style, with my way of doing things. Number four, I give more than what I'm asked to give, right? So I do more for the money that come in, right? Number five, I never ever give up. Number six, Number 6, I make a promise and I keep it. Once I make that promise to you, I keep it. Number 7, my everyday rituals, right? That's another reason why I win when most don't. People, they don't keep up with the rituals, the positive rituals. They do it one day and it didn't work, so they quit. Okay. Number 8, I play to dominate, not to compete. Number 9, I adapt to any situation I'm in, good or bad alike. And number 10, I ask questions and I read books. That's number 10. I ask questions and I read books. Most people don't ask questions. They nod, shake their head, and go with the flow. They really don't know what's going on, and it reflects in the revenue. A lot of people don't read books. I read books on sales, on marketing, on this and that. Who are my mentors? My biggest mentor ever was Dn'T. Commercial cleaning wise is my biggest one that people would hear me talk. I got several mentors, but my biggest one was Todd Nichols, right? The one that I bought the course from and started the cleaning business with. He was a great help. He shared immensely a lot of work, a lot of information to me that cut my work in half, really, you know. This was even after I bought his course. I don't have a bad thing to say about the guy. I haven't spoke to him in a while. Dn'T, rest in peace. He's deceased now. But those were kind of like my 2 heavy hitters. I do have other like millionaire players that I consult with maybe on a once-a-month basis, right? Conversation generally, this day and age is like few minutes, seconds. Sometimes they don't spend a whole lot of time on the phone, right? But when they give me certain information, I use it. If it worked for me, cool. If whatever they said didn't necessarily work for me, it don't mean it doesn't work. It just means it don't go with my style, right? So, but yeah, I have a lot of mentors and a lot of different things. How many employees I have, I absolutely don't know. I wish I could tell you. I just don't know because, you know, I have contracts in Georgia, contracts in Toledo, Michigan. So, and, you know, it's every day. It's a new hire coming in and it's somebody on the way out. So I really wish I can kind of give you a figure on that. I really don't know. I probably should know. That's not a good thing. But I don't. Let me see. Guys, have any more questions for me? Go ahead and entertain your questions, get them out the way so I can see what these text messages and Facebook notifications is about. All right, once again, guys, my email if you need me for coaching, paperwork, or lead generation, whatever the case is. What is the most profitable niche? Any niche can be profitable. It just depends on it. What you probably should ask me is instead of the profit, you have to feel a need, and you have to see what works better for you, because everything isn't for everybody. So I wish I can kind of tell you the breakdown. Every niche can be profitable. You got $1 million window cleaning companies out. You got $1 million carpet cleaning companies out. You got $1 million, janitorial service, residential service. So, 6-figure window cleaners, 6-figure carpet cleaners, 6-figure janitorial, janitorial cleaners, 6-figure residential cleaners. Just depend on you. Okay. So, but once again, guys, my email is bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART.com. The only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. You guys take care. Good night.